Hi there, these comments are for R. I'm using your first letter of your name for privacy purposes, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the online TOEFL course, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT, and I'm going to read your integrated writing practice test number 8. So you say the reading passage discusses the negative effects of fast food restaurants and claims that fast food chains, you want to say here, lead, not past tense led, and lead to obesity, I'm going to say here, an unhealthy society. Don't need to capitalize this. And you don't need the verb here, because you're saying obesity, society, and gluttony. No need to put the verb there. That's a parallel structure problem. You say, but the talk disagrees with the foregoing, maybe, ideas. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, the reading claims that fast food restaurant chains provide fast and cheap food. Also, the reading states that the long-term effects of obesity are a result of the food. The reading believes... I'm going to put author, because the reading doesn't believe anything, right? But the author certainly does. So the author in the reading passage believes that people consume fast food every day, and there are a lot of calories and a huge amounts of fat in burgers. You only capitalize proper nouns, so I'd like you to go to the internet and look up the word capitalization. Type in the keywords. Go to Google, capitalization in academic writing, and review some of the rules regarding capitalization. You say, however, the talk claims that obesity, if you want to be a little bit more concise here, I'm going to make result a verb. Results from people's lifestyles. Believe it or not, usually when you make a plural possessive noun, you put the S, the apostrophe at the end, but in this case, we don't do that. We have to do it like this. We'll put apostrophe S, because people's plural, and then you add the apostrophe after that. So resulting from people's lifestyle. The talk says that obesity, don't forget the be verb in passive voice, is caused by an inactive lifestyle along with consuming more calories than we need. The only problem here is this. If you look at the actual lecture, because if you say something exactly how it is written here, it is caused by an inactive lifestyle along with consuming. That's the listening script, right? So what do? You have to go back here and actually put that in direct quotes, because you are quoting it exactly. You say, secondly, the reading states that fast food chains create... Society is singular, so an unhealthy society. The reading claims that society, because you have the word that, you need the verb here. The reading claims that society is unhealthy because the options of fast food are limited. In addition, the reading mentions that street food, like in China and Mexico, provide options with vegetables, make this plural, and fruit. So we have also the reading says that advertisements have helped unhealthy food become, I would put here, a staple as a noun of the American diet. On the other hand, the talk claims that there are some healthy options such as apples and vegetables. Here's the problem though with this one. you want to try to balance your discussion a little bit here. I mean, look at this. You got basically 80% of your paragraph is focusing on the reading passage, and maybe you have 15%, 20%, whatever, focusing on the information in the lecture. That's not very balanced. In fact, I could almost infer, based on how much time you spent talking about the reading passage, that you actually agree with the reading passage and you disagree with the lecture, which is why you didn't talk about the lecture that much. But remember, in this type of writing, you're not trying to show a bias. You're not making any kind of an argument. You're simply explaining how the information relates. Right? So make sure that you try to balance your discussion a little bit more than you're doing. You say, thirdly, the reading states that fast food restaurants encourage gluttony. The reading claims many years ago a consumer received only one soda or drink at a time. But nowadays, customers at fast food chains have unlimited what? Unlimited refills of their sodas. Conversely, the talk claims that lifestyle is the reason. I'm going to say this, and that consumers have to control what if you said compulsive, maybe? Look up that word. Is that a word you might use? So that consumers have to control their compulsive behaviors. The talk states that we should only drink and eat the talk states we should only eat and drink. I don't think that's really win as we need. That's not a native speaker. How about we should only eat and drink in moderation. Put a semicolon here, then you can avoid that sentence structure error. Find where the reading claims the fast food chains, again here, led's past tense, right? Lead, led, led. That's an irregular verb, right? So let's make it present tense. The reading claims that fast food chains lead to obesity, an unhealthy society, and gluttony, but the talk states that it is because of people's lifestyles Okay, so I think overall this is actually a pretty good response, believe it or not. I think you did a pretty good job on this. I know that when you were talking to me in the class and you said prepared to be, I can't remember what the word is. I think you might have said amazed when I read your writing, and I thought that you're blowing a bunch of hot air and the essay maybe wasn't as good as what you said it would be. But I'm pleasantly surprised. I think that we say in American culture, you have put your money where your mouth is. You said you wrote a good essay. I can now confirm that you have written a very well organized essay. You have a great introduction which introduces your topic and explains a connection, I think, of the reading passage and the lecture. And in each of these paragraphs, you've demonstrated that you have a complete, accurate understanding of the information, so I don't think that you really left any important information out. So let's take a look at the rubrics here. Here we go. I'm going to put you in the 4 range on this one. Let's say your essay has more frequent or noticeable minor language errors, but these errors do not result in anything more than the occasional lapse of clarity or in connection of ideas. Up here, You have more than a few errors here, so I still think it's pretty good though. I'm going to put you, I like it. I'm going to put you at 4.5 out of 5, 28 points out of 30. I think you could actually score quite high on this one. Your development was pretty good. You had pretty good control of your language use. So one thing I'd like to have you take a look at, please, I mean by all means, go to Google. Remember I talked about capitalization. Type in the keyword capitalization in writing so you can get some basic rules on when and where you should capitalize ideas. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not sure whether to capitalize something at this point based on your errors, don't do it. Because you have the tendency to capitalize too many different common nouns, right? Not proper nouns. That's where your problem is. So if you don't know whether or not to capitalize something, don't capitalize it. That's probably pretty good advice. Now, what is your score here? Your score is pretty good, my friend. Wow. I put you number 1. You're up there with the other essay I sent out. I'm going to put you at 94% on this writing. I'm telling Jacob and Susie and Ozan, I'm going to talk to them on Monday. We have a big meeting. I'm going to tell them that you put together a very, very well written integrated writing practice test. I'm very happy. You did a great job. You should be proud. Anyway, thank you very much for your hard work.